Hi guys, it's Amy with Aim to Plan, and I am back with my monthly flip through of my functional planners. So this is one of my favorite videos to post every month. This is going to be a flip through of my functional planners, and I do use several planners for my personal lineup that are mostly pen. There's some decoration that occurs in there, but I don't decorate these planners that I'll be flipping through today. Now in this video, I don't actually flip through my work planner, which I do decorate just to make it pretty so I can use it for work, but I don't flip through it after the pen just because of student names in my work planner. And I don't flip through Sophea's memory book. That one is the one where I decorate and just have a lot more fun with stickers and things like that. And I always find myself falling behind with that planner, and so I do a flip through when I'm done with the entire year of memory book pages. So here, on the other hand, I'm going to be flipping through my functional planners, and these I just kind of keep up to date. And if pages are not done, if they don't look great or pretty or decorative, that's totally fine because this is meant to be my functional system where I'm just making note of all the things that I need to do. So I still try to make it look pretty, but it doesn't have to be. So you will see that in here in August, like it is a hot mess. So one of the things that happened in August was like we were transitioning from summer break into going back to school and going back to work. And so I think you'll see that kind of reflected in here. So without further ado, let's talk about the setup. What we have here is a Happy Planner cover. I actually have two covers on here. I don't really know why actually, but I have this cover. I thought it was just nice to kind of end the summer with this cover. I have this cover, which is a Dollar Tree cutting mat that I cut down to size just to kind of prevent scratches on the cover. And then I have a third cover, which honestly, again, I have no idea why. I probably just put it in here just to stabilize it, but there's a third cover. Okay, and then I am using the black metal discs with the Mickey head cut out for my discs, and that's from the Happy Planner. So all of this stuff so far, except this, is from the Happy Planner. When we flip inside, I do have a hello page here, and this is actually the one that will be for my 2022 planner, but I just like having something here just to look at when I flip open the planner. But this will permanently, like where it will eventually end up, will be with my 2022 planner. For right now, it's just a placeholder. And then we flip in, and this first section right here is where I basically keep a future log. This is for any events this is my August flip through. So this is for, this is the spot where I make notes of any events that are occurring in September, October, November, just things that are occurring in the future. And what I use here is going to be the perpetual calendar or the year at a glance pages from the Sophisticated Florals. And Sophisticated Florals is where this came from, as well as these pages right here. And so what I do is basically, since this is the August flip through, for example, July, I don't use at all. August, as soon as August hits, I basically take all this information and transfer it to my personal planner. And so I use this section basically just to track things for September, October, November, December. And I have it for 2022 as well. And that's right here. And then in past months have had 2023 and 2024 in here as well, but I found that I was really not tracking things out quite that far, and so I decided to kind of start at least thinking about my 2022 personal setup. And so I've moved the like super future pages to the initial setup that I've got for 2022. So for right now, what I have in here is basically a space for me to jot down things for September 2021 through December 2022. And so that's that first section. I think it's very convenient to be able to pre-plan some of those things. So this is kind of my pre-planning space for that. The second section is my personal planner. In my personal planner, I basically keep track of all the tasks, all the events, things that are for work but are occurring outside of work events. You'll see these notes kind of in here. And again, August was a hot mess, so you'll see me kind of flip-flopping and just moving through a bunch of different stuff. Okay, so what I started off August with was the Sophisticated Florals Skinny Classic. And so this is the hello page for that. And it does, let me just flip through again. It does match this style, but this is classic and this is the Skinny Classic. And so I have this here again just to kind of remember where this planner came from. All the beginning pages are in here as well. And so this August divider is beautiful. Where flowers bloom, so does hope. And so that's there. And then what I decided to do was initially at the beginning of August, I was planning to use the Skinny Classic as a junk journal. And so I have a couple of pages here that are kind of junk journal-y. And then like pretty much the very next week, I decided I didn't like that. So I switched back to using this as my personal planner. And so I have notes here. Because I used like a very large image right here, I had to like add some pages in, and so here's my added pages. So this is how my mind works. So if this is confusing, you know, you are getting like a real life, this is what my planner looks like, and this is how my mind kind of operates. But you can see here it's very functional. August 5th is like all pen. And then I had a couple of dates, or like a couple of errands that I was running. So I pulled some pages from my Skinny Mini, and like I'm writing in pencil here, and like on like post-it notes. Like it's totally random. And so this is kind of like moving into like August 5th, and then here's August 6th, here's August 6th, and then here's some more August 6th. Like it's all over the place, like I said. So then I try to get back into the groove of things. And so here's August 7th and 8th. Again, it's all pen. August 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th. I was trying to like go back to using it. And so here I pick up just with the 13th. So 13th, 14th, 15th. Again, like here it's just pencil. And then here's the 16th. But I didn't use the Skinny Classic. What I used instead was the Skinny Mini. And so you can see my notes here. And initially I was using the Skinny Mini and I was planning to come back home and transfer it to my Skinny Classic, but I was just too lazy, basically. And so I kept the Skinny Mini and I just glued it down right on top. And you can see that here for the entire week. I do have this one page in here of things that I am planning to kind of, this needs to be transferred basically to the holiday planner. And I just put that in there, but this is what it looks like. Again, this is a hot mess. Like this is how my planning goes. And this is why August was just kind of a rough month for me in terms of planning and just getting back on a schedule. And so here I have a full week. And I decorated this, and I mentioned this in the plan with me that I did for this video. I was trying to at least use my Skinny Classic, so I decorated it. And I put a couple of notes here, but basically I need daily planning. And so I did daily planning, and the way that I did this was basically went shopping. And so I found this planner on clearance at Office Depot. This is the planner I'm using in September now, this daily like half letter size, the junior size from Tool. And so I decided to go ahead and start it early. And so I used 2 stickers here, but again, it's going to be very much like functional planning. And it looks like this. I actually love this layout. And I think it really works to have like a daily on one page like this with the time breakdown and like a space for my tasks. Like it's perfect for me. I really love this. We had to deal with Hurricane Ida since I live on the Gulf Coast, right? And that's pretty much it. Okay, and so that's August in my personal planner. Now, one of the things you might have noticed, and I guess it's really clear here, I actually was redating some of the planners. It was a pack of like half letter size, and it went for the entire 2021 year, January through December. I gave the September, October, November, December to my sister, and so I kept the months that were earlier, and I just decided to redate it. And the way I did it was basically whiting out this section. So it's just the date, as you can see here. All right. Right, that's probably the most confusing part. So hopefully you hung around and made it through all of that. This third section is my budget section. I do post videos fairly regularly on my budget setup and how I kind of like, there's like stuff all over the place and I'm like so distracted by it. So I do post videos on my budget setup. And so this is just like a quick flip through of it. But if you're interested in that, I will go ahead and link the playlist for my budget video so you can watch through that in more detail. But what we have is like, here, my chaos, like here's me trying to reorganize my budgets and like trying to think about how to rebalance, but I did it on post-it notes just so I could like throw it away if I needed to. I know it's like super messy, but that's how my brain operates. It really is. Okay, so here are my bills. I did use this month, and I just checked off when bills were paid. I talked about in one of my videos that I don't really need to know when the date of the bill got pulled out. I just need to know that I got pulled out in a month. Since I do get paid monthly, I just need to know like in a month how much I'm paying in terms of bills, and then that it got paid. I don't need to know like that it got paid on like the 5th versus the 7th, since I only get paid the one time each month. All right. Okay, so then we have our mortgage tracker here. This is like basically our final countdown for our mortgage. So super excited about that. And then here I have a sheet that's basically a tracker. I have several checking accounts, like my personal checking account and then a shared account. And sometimes I pay for things from my personal account that should have come out of the shared account and vice versa. And so this is me just kind of tracking down the money that needs to flip-flop back and forth. And so you can kind of see here the final total is I need to go ahead and do a transfer for $2,000 from one account to the other. And then I have all of my categories. And again, I have a full budget breakdown, so I'm not going to like go through these numbers, but my categories are a miscellaneous 2021 category, then my beauty category, a car maintenance category, education, food, gas, gifts, health, home, house repairs, music, my planners, school supplies for Sophia, and then Sophia's allowance, and then the final one is travel. And you can see as I flip through these that basically I'm using like random notes pages that I have. These are all like old like monthly layout pages. It's the last sheet of the monthly layout that has like the currently on the back side. And so that's what I'm using for my budget for August, and that actually really worked out well. I loved doing that. So I will probably continue. I mean, I'll still use this exact same sheet actually, and just carry all of this information into September, and I'll basically just put a little highlighted mark and add the month of September and the budget that I have for September right onto these sheets. So this next section is going to be my wellness section. And in this section, I was actually attempting to use 2 planners, but I quickly fell off the track with using one. So I did this self-care sheet as one of my planner therapy videos in July, and I'm still using it as like a reference point. I'm not actually putting in the dates here, but I am using it as a reference point for some of the things that I want to try to keep track of in terms of self-care. And then I did start my food log here, so you can kind of see that here. I did, since it's an like an old planner, I just went ahead and just pulled the one date and just did the one list here. And then the other planner that I was using was a wellness layout planner that is current. And what I was planning to do with it was to basically do my gratitude journaling in it. But I only did 3 days. You can see this here. And so I basically took out all the pages besides this 1 week because I just didn't use it. I used it this 1 week and that was pretty much it. So I did use, though, for my food log, the color block layout. And so I do have that for the month. And so here's an actual decorated week. You know, I'm surprised I decorated it, but I must have just had some free time and so I decided to decorate it. But mostly it's going to look like this, where it's just straight pin. What I do here is breakfast, lunch, and dinner are in the colored spots, and then like it's going to be snacks or like smaller meals or dessert in these like white spots. And even though Saturday and Sunday don't have these blocks, I just carry over and like mentally kind of extend those colors across the way, and I just use it just like that. And so that worked out well. And so you can see I had like 2 weeks of that. And then for whatever reason, I decided that since I was flip-flopping back and forth with wellness, that I would transfer the wellness to these daily pages that you saw earlier in my personal. Again, like I told you, August is a hot mess. And the color block was actually working perfectly well. I'm not quite sure why I switched, probably just to try to use up some of these supplies. But I do the same thing where it's breakfast, lunch, dinner. I write down any drinks that I have just to try to get to my 8 glasses a day. And so that's pretty much it. It's mostly in pencil. One of the big things that I realized was I absolutely hated writing down my food log at work and then going home and transferring it to my wellness. And so like I basically took this with me to work as a folded in sheet. You can see like right here, it's folded in. And if I folded it this mini size in half, it would fit into my wallet, into my skinny mini. And so that's what I did. And again, it's just notes of like either in pen or pencil of the different things I ate. I enjoy writing these down in terms of like what I ate each day, but honestly, I don't know that it really serves a purpose other than like just a record of like the things that I ate. So I may not carry this forward into 2022. Who knows? But that's my wellness. And again, it's a hot mess. I know. I really apologize for that. But, you know, August was kind of that month. Also, that's kind of how I plan anyway. Planner piece for me is doing all the things, apparently. So this 5th section is my birthday memory book, and in previous months I have been using just like this like year at a glance page, and so I did the exact same thing. I haven't even like corrected some of these, but basically in August we took one like day trip to the other side of the bay to do a small trip for Sophia right before her like first day of school. And then the rest of it is just all the shows that we've been watching. We are huge fans of My Little Pony. And so we were trying to finish out the series. We were trying to finish it out before school started right here on the 11th. But we did finish it out before the end of the month. And so even though it's not checked off, I will just go through before I guess I archive this and just check all of these boxes off, because we did finish the entire My Little Pony Friendship is Magic series. And so if you have a good recommendation for us for a series that's similar in like just the storyline, we are super interested in this. We don't allow her to watch anything with like teenage characters. So like I have been watching Equestria Girls just because I've just been trying to finish out, and I'm a completionist in that way, in that I want to try to finish out the series if I'm watching it, but she's not allowed to watch Equestria Girls. So if you have any suggestions, please do drop them down below. Like, I'd love to hear. We're looking for something new. Here, in this like Frankenplanner that I have, this is where Sophia's memory book would go, and I just pull those pages out and put them back in her memory book before I do this flip through, just because I do a separate flip through of her memory book. And then in this section, the 7th section is going to be my social media. And what I was using here was a classic vertical layout from the Disney Princess line. So I went ahead and put Belle in here because she's super cute. And so again, I just start on the first, and then we just go right through it. What I track in here are going to be like the different videos I post. This one was when they announced the Happy Planner Squad, and so I made a list of all the Instagram handles. So I make notes in here though of like the videos I post, any Instagram posts that I make. I'm not that great and not that consistent really with posting on either platform, but I am trying to get better. This sheet was the video that I did for planner therapy where I'm tracking stress, and so I just stuck it in here. And then here is this spread. I really love this, right? So we have videos, and then like right here is my Instagram stuff, and then I just didn't do anything for the second half of the week. But one of the big things in the second half of the week was I was trying to prep for September, and so I had multiple versions of a September planner, and this was like the reject version. I ended up, if you watch my September lineup video, you'll know that I switched to a half letter size with the tool discount planner, which I showed earlier too. But these pages, I did start making these pages, but since I am not using them, they ended up in here just for me to kind of archive together. And this A is falling off. I need to glue that back down. Right, so that is there, and that happened right here in the second half. And then here is, this actually should not be there. So this is the last full week of August, and so I think it's really cute actually, but here I was just doing like any to-do lists that I had related to planners or social media, and then like here are my YouTube videos, and here are my Instagram posts, the 2 that I made that week. And then I do have the week of August 30th and 31st here, but I didn't do anything with it. So I may just leave it blank and just kind of call it a day. But that's pretty much it right there. And then this last section is faith. And I actually probably will have to blur out a lot of this. I've mentioned this in my August flip through, I think. No, my July. It's my August flip through right now. In my July flip through. But there are like personal prayer requests, things like that. And so I'll try to show it to you, or at least like give you, like talk you through it. But a lot of it might have to be blurred out. So what I decided to do was actually switch in August to a micro planner. This planner is super cute, and it looks like this. It has like my New Testament, and then it has just like spaces for me to take notes here. And so if you're interested in this, again, I'll link my September lineup, and I talk about this setup a little bit more in that video. And if you're interested, I can do like just a full setup just simply of the faith planner. I could totally do that. So that's my faith, and so I have a mix of like the micros, and so you can see that here. But then also when I'm at home, I'm also like taking notes and just trying to do like use up some of the things that I have here, and then like some more of the micro size. This is super cute. This will be blurred out for sure, but this is actually just me cutting out from our sermon handout, like the handout at church, all the different names for people to pray for. And I like to flip to this page and just kind of read through the names during my prayer time. And all this stuff will move back into my micro once this flip through is done too. You know, like you really shouldn't drop your prayer concerns, even though the month is over, is the way I think about it. Just pray for people as long as they need to. And so like a small section of micros, I think this is super cute. Again, like random decoration in my functional planner. And then here I have like post-it notes. Like I know it's completely random. Like this is how I operate. But I have some post-it notes that I kind of stuck in here. And then it moves into the classic size because, again, this is how August was. I was back and forth switching around all the time. And so again, a lot of this might be blurred out, but I was just using random like coloring pages or like old journaling pages that I had in the classic size. And so this is what it looks like. This is mostly like prayer concerns for sure. So that's here. And then I did move into, again, these are coloring pages or journaling pages. I didn't mention before, but these journaling pages are from a Walmart release from like 3 or 4 years ago. So I know you can't find them anymore. I will link it on Amazon, but it's definitely like not the price I paid. I didn't pay $40 for a journaling, like discbound journal. But I went ahead and colored some of this, and there's lots of prayer concerns and just journaling that occurs in here. And so again, a lot of this will be blurred out. Like, again, just more pages here. This is not from the journaling page. This was actually from a coloring book that I cut down to classic size. At one point, I was just like taking coloring pages around with me and just coloring randomly, and I really enjoy that. So this is one of the pages. I colored kind of like this half of it, and then my daughter, Sophia, who's 4, colored this side of it, so that I think that's kind of fun. And I know this is kind of like hard to see, but basically like there's some stickers here. I cut this out from our handout at church, and then some prayer concerns here. Again, prayer concerns on this side. A lot of it's just like gluing stuff down, writing stuff out, that kind of thing. Right, more prayer concerns on this side. And again, like Sophia and I colored this. I colored the top half, she colored the bottom half. And then I went through, just because I didn't really like how like the wording was like really hard to read, I went back through and like went over it with like a metallic silver gel pen, which I think looks lovely. And this is an Inspired to Grace coloring book that I bought the book and have it as like a regular coloring book, but also they gave a free printable download with the same coloring sheets essentially, and I printed those out to classic size and have those in here. And then like here's just like a random coloring sheet. Like Sophia really wanted me to color with her one day, and so Donald and Daisy to end the faith section. And so I think I will continue to do a mix of faith that looks like that, where it's just a mix of all of these things, right? And then here is just the 2 random covers from the Happy Planner and the back of the cutting mat for the Dollar Tree. And that is my flip through. Okay, again, I feel like it's all over the place, and I do apologize for that, but honestly, that's how I function. It works well for me. I know it's really chaotic, but it does work for me, and this is how I've been planning for forever now, I feel like. And so I hope you enjoyed this video. At least it gave you some inspiration, or at least inspired you to realize that maybe your planning style is not that crazy, since mine is so chaotic. Whatever you got from the video, I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, do give it a thumbs up. Leave me a comment if you have any questions about my system. And until the next video, bye guys.